Hello, everyone. This is Rabbi Moshe Rothschild of the Israel Alliance, bringing you the summary of the news from Israel for week ending February 5th, 2021. We have some really cool stories this week, so I hope you'll stay here till the end. And like I say every week, we do the hard work. We listen to the news, we read the newspaper, and we report the most important stories of the week. So let's dive right in. The Palestinian Authority this week was gloating as the Biden team returns, unfortunately, to the old peace formula that never seems to work. The Donald Trump deal of the century seems to be dead. The Palestinian Authority, they reacted with relief this past Tuesday to the Biden administration's new/old approach to the Arab-Israel conflict as outlined by the U.S. acting ambassador to the UN. Not a good situation. Washington has said that they will maintain Israel's military edge. That is what the new U.S. Defense Secretary assured the Israel Defense Minister Benny Gantz. Now, by the way, if you're just tuning in, put your name down below. I love to see who's here. Say hello. Feel free to comment on any of the stories or anything you like, but I love to see who's here. Put your name down below. The U.S. Senate this week, this was good news, approved an amendment to keep the embassy in Jerusalem. Out of the 100 senators, 97 approved of the amendment. 3 opposed, and I'll give you 3 guesses who opposed. Of course, Bernie Sanders opposed it. Bernie Sanders of Vermont, Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, and Tom Carper of Delaware. But the other 97 passed the amendment. Israel and the Muslim majority country of Kosovo will formally establish ties this past week on February 1st. And that's great news. There was I'm sure you must have heard, there was an explosion outside the Israel embassy in India, and the Indian security officials who were investigating said that they believe that Iran is behind the attack. They found a letter at the bombing site in New Delhi, and the letter said, "We can end your life anytime, anywhere." This week, Jared Kushner and his deputy, Avi Berkowitz, were nominated for the Nobel Prize. Amazing. The only thing they did, though, of course, was they negotiated 4 Arab-Israel peace deals. That's sarcastic, right? Which is shocking that Donald Trump was not given the Peace Prize, incredibly politicized. I don't care whether you support Trump or you're against Trump. If you don't believe that he deserved a peace prize for bringing 4 peace treaties to the table, then I'd like to hear a legitimate argument against it, not an emotional one. But anyhow, Trump didn't win, but his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and Avi Berkowitz were nominated, was reported this week. Now, here is a beautiful story, a really beautiful story. There is a town in France. Now, I don't speak French. I don't think I'm going to pronounce it properly, but it's something Le Chaman-sur-Lignon, something like that. During World War II, they protected somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000 Jews from the Nazis. This town in France. And there is a Jewish fellow named Eric Schwamm who had fled Austria, and he was hid in this French village. He passed away at the age of 90 on December 5th, and he left an enormous sum of money to this town, which will be used for the improvements of, I think, of education and all kinds of services for the town. But in a show of gratitude to the town, Eric Schwamm left a fortune to them. Israel this week, they tested the new Iron Dome for ships to defend the, so to speak, economic waters. Remember, the Iron Dome is an anti-missile system, and it works very well from ground to air. And now they're going to be hopefully using it on the ships. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that Iran is only weeks away from enough nuclear material for a bomb. So here's a suggestion. Don't re-enter the Iran nuclear talks. We have to be tougher with them. So if you're joining us, put your name below. I'd love to see who's here. Say hello. And even though I don't respond to everybody, I see them. And Israel, by the way, said that they don't agree with Antony Blinken. They said it'll be maybe 6 months till Iran has enough nuclear material for a bomb. That is the news from Israel, folks. Now, reminder, in March of 2022, that's in about a year, a little over a year, we will be hosting the first Israel Alliance called the Spirit of Israel, Tour to Israel, led by yours truly. I'm a licensed tour guide here. We would love for you to join us. Put a note in the bottom with a way to reach you, an email, or email us, and we'll send you all the information. Go to our website. You can fill out the information, the contact form, and write that you want the information about the trip. We've already got a bunch of people signed up. We'd love for you to join us March 2022. So you got another year, and there's no risk. If it's canceled because of COVID, you will receive 100% of your money back. So folks, wishing you a Shabbat Shalom, a wonderful weekend. This is Rabbi Moshe Rothschild of the Israel Alliance saying goodbye.